The result is mad. We went from this to this. Guys, how far now? The name is LadiBeats. I'm going to be doing a tutorial on Afrobeats vocals. So let's hear the beats.
I came on a so and I conquer. I the hustle piano data oh.
Now in context with the beats.
I came on a so and I conquer. I the hustle piano data oh.
Now this vocals was from my friend Ace, also known as Joe. Very good singer. If you notice, when we were listening to these vocals, it was lost in a beat. It was going down, it was coming back up. Now, our goal with mixing is to make sure your vocals is consistent on that track 247 so that you can always hear the voice. So that the voice is always in your face. Now, how we're going to start this mixing is, first of all, we'll put autotune. Now, there's a follow-come autotune on FL Studio. It's called Picture. You may know it, but I prefer using this one. Now, the key of this song, I knew the key earlier, is G major. I'll do a video later explaining how to get the key of songs, and since it's a male, low male, that's why I use low male. Now, as for the rhythm speed, it will determine how much more or less you want your autotune to function. If you want more, use a lower number. If you want less, use a higher number. So I'll set mine at number 10, add some flex tune, and humanize. So now let's hear how it's sounding.
I came on a so and I conquer. I the hustle piano data oh.
Now, this guy is a very good singer. That's why you won't hear the autotune active. Yeah, if it's someone like me now that cannot sing, for instance, you will see how that thing will be working very well. Now, the next effect that should come next in my own chain is what I called EQ. FL has a follow-come EQ, so just check it out. Now, purpose of this EQ is to cut out the lows and to make the track more clear and less muddy. We'll cut out the lows while listening to the track with the beat. The only reason I played it solo before was sake of people should hear the autotune, but it's not always right. Sometimes you might be mixing and you won't hear the beats and you think the vocals sound good, and when you put it back with the remaining beats, it's another thing you'll be hearing.
I came on a so and I conquer. I the hustle piano data oh. I the hustle piano data oh. You want to put me as on.
So I'm just cutting out the lows, picking out some problematic frequencies, and I'll cut them out. For now, I'm just trying to clean the vocals.
I came on a so and I the hustle piano data oh. I the hustle piano data oh. You want to put me as on.
Alright, now I've added the EQ. The next thing to add is the compressor. For this, I'll be using Fruity Limiter. It's good to use two compressors. First one should be to capture the peaks. That is the voices that jump too high. Then the second one will be to balance it and make everything more leveled. So you will listen to the track while adding the compression.
I came on a so and I conquer. I the hustle piano data oh. I the hustle piano data oh. You want to put me as on. On top my mother them in my own. On top my mother them in my own. I came on a so and I conquer.
So I'll add some gain back.
I came on a so and I conquer. I the hustle piano data oh. I the hustle piano data oh.
Alright, so there's another thing I will engage on this limiter. That's the noise gate. Now, this noise gate, the function is to make sure that no noise pass through whenever the main vocal is done talking.
I came on a so and I conquer.
So this knob is the gain. It is the amount of volume you want to be removed. This threshold is when should it start working. It will tell you the number that it will start working or stop working.
I came on a so and I conquer. I the hustle piano data oh.
Now that I've added our first compression, our first limiter, next thing I'll usually go for is a DSR. Now FL has a follow-come DSR under Patcher. I think we will just use that one. So you tap on Patcher and you come here, tap on presets. Look for DS. Now this preset itself automatically removes a lot of S. DSR is to remove all your S. That's disturb here.
I came on a so and I conquer.
All those also that way to remove. What next are we going to do to make this vocal sound more full? Now there's a particular compression plugin called OTT. Now, this is an upward compression too. I will explain later, but this will make your voice sound more professional. And it doesn't have all the attack or threshold. You will just pick the depth, the amount you want. So I'll set my number to around 33 or so. You will hear the difference immediately.
I came on a show and I go the hustle pure no dey tire oh. The hustle pure no dey tire oh. The one can put me as hunger.
Can you hear the difference? This is without.
I came on a show and I go
Now it's sounding a bit more balanced, but it's inside room. But when I put this plug in,
I came on a show and I go
clean stuff. Very, very clean. This one is just to make all the compression balance fully. But I love the sound that OTT is giving me already. So let me find the one for vocals. I love this preset. I'll turn off auto gain and I'll compress a bit just to make everything balance fully.
I came on a show and I go the hustle pure no dey tire oh. The hustle pure no dey tire oh. The one can put me as hunger. On top my matter them dey my own. On top my matter them dey my own. I came on a show and I go I came on a show and I go the hustle pure no dey tire oh. The hustle pure no dey tire oh. The one can put me as hunger.
Now we have gotten stability. Next thing now is EQ. EQ for clarity. For that, I'll be going with the parametric EQ. Alright, so now I want to add some highs.
I came on a show and I go
If you notice, some lows have come back, so I'll cut that one out too.
I came on a show and I go the hustle pure no dey tire oh. The hustle pure no dey tire oh. The one can put me as hunger. On top my matter them dey my own. On top my matter them dey my own.
This is very, very nice. Now, with that, you can see how clear the vocals have become. From this,
I came on a show and I go the hustle pure no.
to this.
I came on a show and I go the hustle pure no dey tire oh.
Very good. Now, there is a particular reverb plugin that Micah taught me how to use. It's called Poplet. This will make the vocals sit in the mix a bit better. So I'll just reduce the weight a bit.
I came on a show and I go the hustle pure no dey tire oh. The hustle pure no dey tire oh.
Now, we're going to add Valhalla delay next. And the presets I'm using here is under echoes, vocals, quarter notes. Now, I'll reduce, after cutting the lows, I will reduce this guy to a very low percent, maybe around 3 or 4 or 5.
I came on a show and I go the hustle pure no dey tire oh. The hustle pure no dey tire.
Now, if you notice, the Ozu has started coming back. So we're going to fix that with a de-esser. Now, I love this Far Filter Pro DS. If you notice, during different stages, I've been using different plugins. That's just to give me the tone I'm looking for.
I came on a show and I go the hustle pure no dey tire oh. The hustle pure no dey tire.
Now, finally, I'm going to put another reverb. That one is more like a room. It will make it sit better in this mix. For that, I'm going to use Valhalla Vintage Verb. Now, this default preset is mad. So I'll just increase the low cut a bit. I'll reduce the volume to taste. I'll rename it Reverb Send.
I came on a show and I go.
Okay, I'll route the vocals here too. Yeah, I didn't do that before.
I came on a show and I go the hustle pure no dey tire oh. The hustle pure no dey tire oh. The one can put me as hunger.
The result is mad. We went from this
I came on a show and I go
to this.
I came on a show and I go the hustle pure no dey tire oh.
Alright, so on the next video, I'll show you guys more. I'll break down a lot of things. Thank you very much for your time.